Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Papa Bale, and I was just, we're gonna make a small, well, probably a long video. Um, I removed the disc it was floating on because I felt with the weight that was being put on it that it was more of a hindrance than a help. The rotor would have to be a lot lighter for it to be, you know, to work at its best. All right. And the flux capacitor, uh, see, it's pointing to the center, to the center, to the center. Now, if you've seen Back to the Future, you know that the flux capacitor, those three blue lights pointing to the center. At least that's the way I remember it. It kind of looks like that. Now, this doesn't actually have capacitors involved with the circuit. There is no capacitors. If it's getting any juice, it's from the coils themselves. After I turn off the power, but this is utilizing coast. How far can I go, basically at speed, without using any energy? So I'm just going to start shaking everything real quick. When we're done here, I'll show you what's underneath that. Okay, cutting the power. Zero in just a second. Yeah, so I think I found a way to utilize coasting with, at least for a block of time in the beginning of the coast, for it to be closer to speed that it started coasting at for a longer period of time. Now, naturally, each turn is going to like slow down a little bit, but it happens less, like it slows down less in the beginning per turn. Or maybe it's going so much faster that it's slowing down at the same rate. That's also possible. Makes sense to me. Maybe it's going at 1500 RPMs and then you back it down. It just makes sense to me. That would stop and go 5 RPMs per turn, and then it would go 2 RPMs per turn, and then finally 1 RPM per turn. Yeah, but at that point, it's like not moving really. So you stop counting. See, I can't really tell which way is better. I just know that I had to put a flange on the top and get that pole nice and solid because it was starting to wiggle. Like the flange on the bottom, but the screws are coming loose. And I would get I'd turn this thing upside down and show you what's under there. And it's like nothing is under there. Just the bottom end of that pole and a couple of these flanges right here. Now when I do my magnetic sculptures, or my unison sculptures, what I call it, because they all spin at the same time. They don't all spin in the same direction though, I don't think. I think it goes one way and then they alternate as you progress. And with a 240 RPM motor, I successfully got 4 or 5 to spin at the same time at 240 RPMs. Kind of like a magnetic gear, but less complicated. It's less. None of this stuff is complicated that I do. It's not hard. You can do it in an afternoon, and it's fun. And if I'm selling anything right now, it's encouragement to, definitely to best me, because I just do it this way because, if I was going to do it a different way, I would definitely go all the way and, do a 3D printing of all the things I would need. I would know what I needed. I learned all this stuff from when I started about 1.5 years, 2 years ago till now. I learned all this stuff from experimentation. And literally it cost about $3,500. But, I had the money to spend. I don't really have that much money anymore, so things are slowing down. But that's cool. I do have these magnets coming that I can screw in. And I'm going to try that with this rotor over here. I'm going to screw in the 100-pound ones, and then I'm going to put the N52s on the end of those if I need to. I'm going to try and do it without the N52s right now, and just screw the magnets in here and glue them down with tacky glue. Yeah, it can't be this hot glue crap, because somebody's going to get hurt using hot glue to do this. And I'm glad I just, figured that out too soon. Before somebody got hurt, we're not trying to get somebody hurt. There's only like 2 other people that come in here, and that's my son and my daughter, and we do not want to get hurt. See, look at it, it's still going. But this is like that 1 RPM thing I was talking about. Probably like 3 or 4, but still. Well, did it just pick up speed? Did you see that? Ah, I see. Maybe it did pick up speed, but that's the end of its cycle right there. And that would make sense, actually. Alright, well, I think that's pretty cool. No capacitance, and it's spinning for that long. Pretty cool. The coast is, in my mind, it's essential, and I think it's the most overlooked, part of most of this most of the time. Because a lot of people, their rotors don't coast well. And then a lot of them do, and some utilize the coast. Maybe everybody does, and I just don't know it. But either way, I think this is really cool. I don't know, It's about 2 inches out from the rotor. These coils with the core in them. And I just put the flat magnet on the outside of the round magnet right here. This flat one in the front. It's nice and strong. So and then I got the little round magnets coming, 10 by 3, 10 millimeters by 3 millimeters, and then I got 2 flat. They're like the donut magnets without the hole in the middle. So that's going to be awesome. And I think I'm going to use those in trying to create some motion from motion. It's like, yeah, you can eat breakfast and lunch and dinner, but if you don't move around, you really shouldn't. You know, eat all that. You don't need to eat all that if you're not going to move, because that's how you get energy. That's how magnetism works. That's how it all works, is you got to move to make it work. That's it. That's my advice for the day. Keep moving, people. Have a good night. Please subscribe. And peace out.